Welcome to Fraud Tracks. I'm your host, Kirk Berry. We've got a lot to talk about today. I'm so glad that you joined me. Hey, when it comes to fraud, there is a lot to discuss in the cannabis and hemp sector. I'm going to talk about a myriad of different issues over the course of this series. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, tell your friends who are interested in these kinds of topics, and follow along with me as I examine fraud tracks. Welcome to Fraud Tracks. I'm your host, Kirk Berry. Today we're going to be talking about the hemp sector, but before we do, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and as I go through these examples of fraud, if you've got a company that you'd like investigated, make a comment. Put it down in the comment section down there. Let me take a look at it and let's see what I can dig up. So I want to start off by talking about certificates of analysis that are commonly referred to again as COAs. Now, in my looking through the hemp sector, I find that there are many companies who use a lot of fraudulent documents. And I have a saying that I've coined. You've probably heard it before, and that is that the fraudulent COA is the currency of the criminal enterprise. And so in this particular case, I want to talk about a company that advertises on the internet. They're a hemp company. They also say that they're involved in cannabis in the state of California, E4P Cigars. Now, E4P Cigars has several products on their website. I want to talk today about their pre-rolls and their flower product. And when you go to their website, I find that there are a total of 5 COAs, and all of these COAs apparently come from Marin Analytics in California. Now, when I look at these documents, here's some of the anomalies that I find. Number one, in 2026, you have E4P Cigars with 5 COAs on their website, and they're all from calendar year 2022. That's an anomaly I find problematic. Secondly, there are 2 of these COAs, and the strain names on a COA is different in 2 different places and missing in one altogether. And then there are sequential numberings for sample ID numbers that labs use. And I find that in these 5 COAs, the sequential numbering is higher earlier in the year than it is later in the year. And in a couple of cases, the color that the documents use to call out various cannabinoids are different, for instance, for CBDA on one document than they are for another. So in my assessment of these particular 5 COAs, I don't believe that they're authentic. I believe that they're fraudulent documents for the reasons that I've discussed and a couple others. So I wouldn't associate them with this lab. But let's talk about this lab just in general for a moment. The lab documents that E4P Cigars chose to use are from Marin Analytics. Now, Marin Analytics is located in California. They're not licensed by the state of California to test cannabis. They're not licensed to test hemp. They're not ISO 17025 certified. They don't have any licensing that I can find that would associate them with the cannabis and hemp sector. And so I don't know if I'm a hemp company that I would want to use an unlicensed laboratory to test my products. Let me jump into E4P now and talk about them for a moment. So they have an online website, and on that website, they have an address. And that address is located in San Diego, California. And when I did a little bit of digging, I found that that address is associated with a cannabis company called 40 Fathoms Industries, LLC. 40 Fathom Industries has 2 licenses associated with this particular address. One is a distribution facility and one is a type 6 manufacturing. So what we end up with here is E4P Cigars having a website that sells hemp products using COAs that are 3.5 years old and an address from a cannabis business in the state of California. Again, hit the subscribe button and tell your friends. Take a look at the channel And if you've got any companies that you want investigated, put them down in the comments section and let me take a look. Have a great day.